You know, I don't know what sets us apart from the other bands. I think probably trying to be normal and just be one of the guys. And you know, I'm you would be surprised. I eat at fast food joints. You know, I like normal stuff that people do and like. And you know, when you see certain people that are celebrities and stuff, they're making up for lost time. And when they get wealthy real quick, they make up for lost time by buying all kinds of stuff. You see it in the professional sports world. They actually have a class that they teach athletes how to not get taken by your own family. So for me, I never had anything that I needed to make up for myself because, you know, I was already starting from less than zero, so everything was just a blessing. And I look at this way that we connect with our fans is that there's no socioeconomic, I think that's the right way to say it, difference between us because I was homeless. I panhandled, you know, I've gone without meals and I know what it's like. I know what it's like, and I would never put myself above our fans. I don't know that metal, real credible metal, ever had mainstream dominance because that is what ultimately killed metal was mainstream exposure, regardless if it was dominance or not. I think that's one of the things that has kept us relevant. We have not always, we've never tried to follow trends, and it's what's kept us, I wouldn't say better or above anybody, but I think you know having our own standards and not trying to fit in is what's made us have that longevity. If someone was listening to Megadeth today for the first time, I would have them listen to the new 35th anniversary record that's going to be coming out, Warheads on Foreheads, because that has 35 songs. Obviously, The Economist's coming out now. And thinking about the best representation of everything, because chronologically, it's picking up a lot of the songs that will show you how the band matured, what I went through with my life through the heroin days and the cocaine days and the alcoholism and then the loss of band members' lives and family members dying and all that stuff. You can tell listening to the songs when you know the backstory, you can tell. Super Collider was about my mother-in-law getting Alzheimer's and watching her die in front of me. It was the most excruciatingly painful thing I'd ever seen in my life because I know she knew, but she just couldn't talk anymore. And at the end, she'd look at me and she'd like want to say my name, and I would say, "Nana, it's Dave. I'm right here." You know, and I started having to get some kind of counseling for myself so that I didn't take it on myself and start getting mad and making it worse for her because I'm saying, "Come on." Because there's a thing called the Alzheimer's poem or something, I think it is. It's very revealing, and I learned a lot about that. So anybody who's a caretaker, my hat's off to them, and I shared about that in depth on that album. That's why it's slower and why it's a lot darker. Forget to remember, the title itself tells you everything. How does a person from Alzheimer's die? They forget to breathe. That's what it is. They just slowly but surely forget to do everything and they ultimately die. There's another song on there called The Blackest Crow. And that was a saying that I'd heard an Asian saying where it was talking about somebody who had bad luck just fall on them because they had seen the blackest crow that day. And the song itself was a lot about her life ultimately coming to an end. And what was so horrible, but in a really twisted, bittersweet way, it was the fitting end to a love story, whether they really were in love or not. As soon as she died, her husband, who was Pam's stepfather, she remarried, Pam's mom remarried, he got dementia and died a year later. And I know that if he would have had his way, he would have gone with her. That's the same thing I hope that when I pass away that I go the same time my wife does, because I would be heartbroken. And I know there's a lot of fans out there that have that same thing. They've got someone in their life that they love and they can't think what it would be like to be without them. And I think about that a lot with my career. I think, what would I do without the Megadeth fans? What would I do about if I didn't have this music? I would personally try and make it a little glib at the end here, I would feel like the hole in the donut. The future for Megadeth right now is super, super exciting. We started something about 3 years ago when I went to 5B management. We had talked about doing something called the Dave Mustaine Charm Offensive, and we just going out and rekindling old relationships and making sure people who thought that they knew who I was because they'd only heard about me get a chance to actually meet me and to repair any of the damage that I may knowingly or unknowingly have done. And so that really helped a lot, and I'm getting very excited to do the next campaign because we've done all this great work in just one record, one campaign. And as we near this next release, you know, my recording contract's up, my publishing contract's up, my merchandise contract's up. I'm a free bird, and I have the world by the short hairs right now. I'm so excited about it too, because with all those songs I had mentioned, you know, those 500 riffs, you can go through there and handpick the best of the best, and it's not like I have to struggle to you know, come up with something really good. It's there. I just have to pick it, and I'm so excited about doing that and getting something out into the listeners' hands. We started Gimme Radio November of last year. And it was great because I was able to connect with the fans on a bunch of different levels. And also I was able to arrest any of the nonsense that's being spread around about Megadeth or any of the band members or me or stuff between me and Metallica. You know, I have a chance every weekend to talk to the fans and them listen to the music, listen to me talk, and you know, they I don't think that I'm there just to convince them that I'm a nice guy. I think they're listening to music and deciding for themselves. And plus being in the chat room with them, they love that. And it's a really, I think, a pure form of listening to great music and hearing great stories to go along with it. If I could go back and tell myself some advice about my career, there's several different things I would probably do. I would probably say, don't listen to people that you don't trust, and don't trust people that you don't know, and don't waste any time getting to know anybody that isn't going to matter in your life, because, you know, life is like a series going down the freeway, and you meet people, they're like mile markers. Every once in a while you'll see a sign that's an exit sign that's important, but the signs that really matter to you are the signs that say where you're going, which way to go when you come to that fork in the road. Those are the important signs, and to me, those are the important people, the ones that are going to tell you where to go. I believe that in this world we come into three different sizes of minds: people that discuss ideas, people that discuss events, and people that discuss people. I like to discuss ideas. I think that, you know, large minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people. So I love when we get together with our fans to just be able to talk about stuff that they would think, wow, we talked about something. How cool is that?